Hey everyone, Dave here with my friend Hope. She's the owner of Little Imagination Cakes, and today she's going to teach us how to ice some cupcakes.
Alright guys, so we are going to do some fun designs for different cupcakes. Using different piping tips, you can achieve different designs on the top of a cupcake. So we've got 5 different designs here today that I'm going to show you how to do, and they are all pretty easy. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about piping bags. So you're going to take the piping tip and you're going to hold it up next to the end of the piping bag, and you're going to sort of figure out where to put it in there. You want to cut off enough of the end so that you're not overlapping the end of the tip, but you don't want to cut off so much that when you put pressure on the bag, the whole thing falls out. So we're going to cut it off about there. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take the tip pointy side down, put it into the piping bag, and then you sort of just push it all the way to the end. If you hadn't cut far enough and you've still got some plastic overlapping the tip, you can just take a knife and cut away a little bit, or you can pop it back out a little bit, trim off a little bit more, push it back out again, but you want to just do it a little bit at a time so you don't cut down too far. The easiest way to fill a piping bag is actually to fold the end down. This way, when you put the frosting in, you're not getting it all over your hands, all over the spoon, things like that. I find the easiest way to fill a piping bag is actually to use a ice cream scooper instead of a spatula or a spoon. So the first cupcake we're going to do is just a simple swirl design on top. So for that one, we're going to use an open tip, just a circle tip. This one is about 5 millimeters. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your piping bag that you've put your frosting into, and you're going to twist it. By twisting it, I put it between my thumb and my first finger, and that way when I squeeze the piping bag, the frosting doesn't come out the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that you hold your piping bag vertically over the cupcake. If you hold it at an angle like this, you're going to come out with a lopsided cupcake. So you're going to start by doing a pretty good dollop in the center, squeezing out, giving yourself a little bit of a base, and then you're going to swirl around and pull up. And it should give you a perfectly round cupcake. If it's a little bit too tall, you can always tap it on the counter a little bit and it'll flatten out a little bit. The next one we're going to do is going to have these sort of small petals on it. This one also uses the same round tip that we just used for the first one. For this cupcake, what we're going to do is we're going to start around the outside. We're going to press down and then pull in and create these little petals. As you are pulling towards you, you're going to release some of the pressure so that it makes sort of like a petal shape. You're going to go all the way around the outside of the cupcake this way. Once you've gone all the way around, you then do another row right on top. So this one you can do less petals on. And then depending on what it looks like when you finish, you can either just leave it like that, or you can do a cute little dollop on top, depending on how tall you want it to be. The next one we're going to do is looks a little bit fancier, but it's actually pretty simple to do. So this is just a rose design on top of a cupcake. For this one, you're going to use a star tip. This one is a 6-pointed star tip, and these are pretty large cupcake tips that we're using. You can also use smaller ones, but using the larger ones will give you bigger designs. To do the rose, what we're going to do is we're going to start the same way we started with the orange cupcake. So we're going to start with a blob in the middle, and then we're going to swirl, and you're going to go in a circular motion around the outside and then finish on the edge. And that way it gives you a flat design. It's not really vertical, but it gives you a nice pretty rose. Using the same tip, but just a smaller version of it, this is a smaller star tip, we can do what looks like a little rose garden. So for this one, we're going to use the same technique we used to make the big rose, except we're going to do a lot of little roses, sort of in the same pattern that we did that green one. So we're going to start around the edges, and we're going to make little mini roses. You can go all the way around, remembering to keep your piping bag vertical, and then again go into the center And you can end with a little rose on top. That'll give you like a little rose card. The last one that we're going to do is, it's a bunch of hydrangeas is the easiest way to describe it. And this guy, we're gonna do something a little bit different with the icing. This one, you can see that the icing has some blue food coloring in it, but not throughout the entire buttercream. So what we're gonna do is gonna take our empty piping bag, and we're gonna take some food coloring. Now this is not regular food coloring that you dye Easter eggs with. This is a little bit more concentrated. It's a gel food coloring. This one's by Wilton, so you can just get it at any big box store. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a paintbrush and we're gonna dip it into our food coloring. And you can do this with just one color. If you want to do a rainbow design, you could do it with multiple colors. And so we're just going to paint stripes up the inside of our piping bag. And depending on how many stripes you paint will depend how much color you get. So if we were doing multiple colors, I would do one set and then clean off the brush and then do another set until I got the right number of colors that I was looking for. So then we're gonna take our icing. This one is just white to start with. You could also do a color. So you could do a blue food coloring and then a blue buttercream icing, and then you'd have a two-tone icing. So we're gonna get some of our buttercream in there. What I like to do is sort of shake it down to get it down into the bottom a little bit. And then what we're gonna do is squeeze it down so that it comes all the way to the end, to the piping tip. So for this one, because the food coloring starts up higher, I'm actually just gonna squeeze a little bit of the icing back into the bowl until I start to see some of that blue color. And then we're gonna do a lot like the other ones we've been doing. Go around the outside and you're gonna squeeze and release the pressure as you pull up. Then we're gonna go around in another circle in the middle, fill in some of those gaps. Then you can go back and see, maybe you need another little one here, maybe you need another little one here. It can be random, it can be sort of anyway until it looks good to you. So this has been 5 really great ways to decorate cupcakes that are simple to do and will be a really fun way to make your next event a little bit more special. Thanks so much for watching.